My name's Caroline Farrow, and I've frequently been invited to speak at Exeter University Debating Society. I think the first time I spoke there was 2015, and they've invited me in total 6 times, although I've only spoken 4 times previously. And this summer, I had an email from their new chair saying, Caroline, we'd love you to speak at our Freshers' Week debate about sex work. I've spoken about this topic before, so I was delighted to accept. And I know it's sometimes hard for debating societies to get speakers. And, I think it's really important that students get exposed to all different sides of the debate. So I eagerly and happily accepted and said I look forward to it. Then I had a couple of emails back and forth between myself and the chair of the debating society, and he was saying, could you give me a brief description of yourself? Could you have a photograph? Could we have a photograph? And, so there was no reason to think that it wasn't going to go ahead. And then yesterday, Thursday, 24 hours effectively before the debate was due to start, I suddenly got this email at 11 o'clock out of the blue saying, retraction of invitation, dear Caroline, it's come to our attention your anti-LGBT activism, which has been widely cited in a number of sources. We are a very broad church here. We look to include all views and diversity, and therefore we're going to have to retract our invitation. We're terribly sorry, and we wish you all the best for the future. So I was pretty shocked and horrified. Not really because I was going to earn any money. It's no great shakes, but it was basically saying, you're a non-person. We don't like you. You're not the sort of person with whom we want to associate. So I got onto the Free Speech Union. It's a bit like firing up the bat signal, I think someone described them as I think Batman and the A-Team rolled into one. Spoke to the Free Speech Union, spoke to Toby, who fired off an excellent letter within a couple of hours to the university chancellor and all the key people at the university, just pointing out to them that they were in breach of their obligations against the law. They're in breach of their obligations, their legal obligations, and the university's own rules and regulations. And he said, hopefully this should do the trick. And then about 10 o'clock last night, I had a letter from the Students' Guild saying, we're sorry for this email, it was sent to you in error, and we can confirm you will be speaking tomorrow night, and we look forward to hearing from you. So the irony of this was that in the very name of being inclusive, they were being exclusive. And I think what frustrated me about this is that there was no attempt to speak to me and to find out what my particular views on this issue were. And actually, I'm not an anti-LGBT bigot. And were anyone to ask me about this, actually, if there were any moves afoot to criminalise homosexuality, I would be out there on the street marching with the gay men and the lesbian women, and even the transsexual movement. I would not wish for any laws to be passed that would impede on people's own personal freedoms and moral decisions. So I just thought it was really ignorant and actually quite smug, and also a little bit concerning. And that on the one hand, I was laughing at the absurdity of this all. But on the other, I was thinking, these are our leaders of tomorrow. These are tomorrow's future leaders, and they think that it's acceptable to behave like this, to send these very rude emails, these very ignorant emails, and say, because you are perceived as having this point of view, which we're not even sure what it is, then you can't speak about anything else because it may cause offence. And in a way, it's a shame. I'd love them to invite me back, or any student society to invite me back and find out exactly what my views are on LGBT and other issues, because I think it's so easy to paint people as bigots. But in fact, the irony is they are the bigots, because they are projecting what they think your view is and ostracising you for holding a view that you don't necessarily even hold. I would definitely urge anybody who is in a similar profession, whether you're an academic, whether you're a journalist, whether you're a broadcaster, or even if you're in the public sector and you're worried that just expressing your views, no matter how mild, could lead you to being ostracised, could lead to you being no platformed, even if you're talking about something completely different, then it really is worth joining the Free Speech Union, because it's so important that we stand up for our rights to participate in the public square and in public debate. And normally when when decision makers get a whiff of what the law is and realize that you've got an army behind you with the law on their side supporting you, they will normally see sense.